tablet, I'm not going to see anybody's comments. Anyway, hello everyone. If you're watching on the replay, everything looks green. I don't know what's going on. I'm all dysfunctional here. Okay. Anyways, it is Friday evening. I just got off work. I have to, I just got a shower and I have to put on my face. I have to make the Naughty Knickers video. So I thought I'd go live and I didn't let anybody know. So if anyone sees that I popped up on live, they're probably going to go, no, that's a mistake. There's no way she's live. And I don't even have anything here to read comments because I am doing this on my phone and I forgot my tablet to read any comments because they go so fast here sometimes that I miss comments if I go through it on my phone. So nobody knows I'm here. That's my own damn fault because I didn't say I was going live. Anyways, I'm just going to put on some makeup and they popped on and they left. I'm just going to put on some makeup and have a chat. And I just broke my nail. I just broke my nail. Crackers. There we go. There's my beautiful nails today. Hi, Miss Ruth. How are you? Happy Friday, love. Happy Friday. So, I should go get my tablet. I should, and I didn't. Oh. Anyway, I know it's early in the day. A lot of people are just getting home from work, or some people are even still at work. And I thought, well, I got to put on makeup. So I'll just put on my makeup while and I'll go live while I'm doing that. So today has been crazy. We all know for Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, the last couple of last 6 weeks have been a little bit crazy. But today was the end of the trial, everybody. And if you guys been watching that trial, it was a mad show. A mad show. Definitely, I think the jury left. I think as soon as they were allowed to go, they left. I think they've had enough. They'll come back probably refreshed. I believe it is on Tuesday because I think Monday is a holiday in the States. So I think they're going to come back refreshed on Tuesday. And seems like the consensus is that they think that Amber Heard is, well, most people believe that Johnny is going to get his respect back, you know. So that's what I'm getting from social media, that there's a lot of people and a lot of like lawyers and, you know, law people who are saying that they really believe that the jury is going to decide in favor of Johnny. I just, you know, the question is like, you know, come next week, everyone is going to be glued to YouTube because I'm assuming everybody's watching all of this on YouTube, right? I mean, I know it's on TV, but it seems like most people are watching on YouTube. And I think that when the jury pops back in, and that's the thing, like the jury has to come back to deliberations on Tuesday. And it's just waiting. It's just a waiting game, you know, so they can be like days in that room deliberating. And can you imagine just sitting there, you know, like, I wonder if Johnny and Amber's got to hang around the court from 9 until 5:30 waiting for someone to come out to say, hey, jury is back. You know, like that, it would be so, I mean, imagine the anxiety, you know what I mean? It's like waiting. You're waiting to find out. It's almost like a murder trial, waiting to find out who's guilty, if you're guilty or not, and you just got to wait, right? And they can be there for a week, you know? So can you imagine that? Ruth, I don't have my tablet. Ruth, if anybody pops in, just tell them I'm gone to get my tablet so I can read the comments. Just give me 2 seconds. Now, I'm hoping this got charge on it. Oh, it's a little bit. Enough to get me through. Let me just sign in here on my tablet. That way I can read the comments, because the comments go by so fast on my phone. And my phone, I used to record on an old phone that broke. And when I used to record on the old phone, I was able to read the comments on my phone that I use, right? So now I'm actually using my phone to record. So I have to grab a tablet. Okay, let me just go here. Go to YouTube. I was watching Buon Appetiti on YouTube. It's an Italian grandma. And it's actually like, if you want to know, her channel is BUON-A-Petiti. And it's this beautiful older lady. She's an Italian grandma. She's probably in her 60s, maybe 70s for sure. And she makes homemade, like the authentic, what your Nonna made you Italian food. And I absolutely love her channel. So tomorrow I'm making her bolognese sauce. Naughty Knickers coming soon. Yes, I was doing a get ready. I was going to put on my makeup to do my Naughty Knickers video. So I figured, you know what? It's probably been a crazy week. I'll go live now because I have to do my Naughty Knickers video. And then I got to scrub the toilets. Yay. And then Ian's at a friend's house right now. And when he comes home, we're going to hang out. So he's going to be home around 8. So I just want to take this, and I want it to go here. And it was just like impromptu, because I was sitting here just starting to put on my makeup. I'm like, you know what? I'll just go live and put it on. Technology. I am not good with technology. At all. Paste it there. And here. There. It's a good thing I had that set up on that tablet, or I would have been here all night. Okay, now I got to turn this down. Oh, turn that down. There we go. We're at the comments, Miss Ruth. I guess we're a party of 2 tonight. Amber seems like a train wreck. Oh my God, that whole, it was all a train wreck, wasn't it? Miss Tracy's here. You're cooking dinner while watching my live. That's awesome. What are you making for dinner? You know what? I can't even tell you. I ordered wings from St. Louis, and they sent me a text message about 10 minutes ago saying they're busy. So God only knows when my wings are going to get here. So I'm like, well, I can probably go live, put on my makeup, and do my Naughty Knickers video before my wings get here. Because apparently they're busy, which you expect. That it's Friday evening. I mean, it's like 6 o'clock, I think. I think it's 6 o'clock. I don't know what time it is. It's around there, right? Yeah, 6 o'clock. Oh, my Lord. I'm waiting to skip my ad so I can go on my chats again. That's what I'm waiting to do. And you know what? I shouldn't skip my ads, because it'll help me get a penny to watch these ads. Pork chops and stuffed mushroom caps. Yummy. You ordered Chinese food. Yummy. Stuffed mushroom caps. What do you stuff them with, Ruth? They sound really good. That sounds so good. So Ruth, you've been watching the trial. I don't know if Tracy, if you've been watching the trial. But, yeah, I figured the jury was probably like, can we just go home? Like, can we just go home? Because, they were done, what, 2:30-ish, around there, 2 o'clock, maybe? not, I'm thinking, it's been a long 6 weeks. Can you imagine sitting on that jury for 6 weeks though? That's a long time to sit in a courtroom having people look at you. You know what I mean? Like, it's a long time taken out of your life, and you don't get, or if you do get, I think if you get paid for jury duty here in Canada, it's like what, $20 a day, something like that. I know it's not very much, but I don't know what if they get paid for jury duty in the States. Garlic, cream cheese, mushroom stems, bacon, and topped with cheese. That sounds delicious. Ruth, I got to get your recipe for that. That absolutely sounds delicious. I don't know about you, but I can go to a restaurant, and if they got good appetizers, I don't even want an entree. I just want the appetizers. I find that I'll get myself full eating the appetizers, and then the entree comes, and I don't even want it because I had all these yummy appetizers. So I keep on saying to Ian, the next time we go to a restaurant, well, we just need to get appetizers. I mean, it's going to be, a hell of a lot cheaper of a dinner, right? Oh, I got these today. I think Mom won them. Anyway, my sister sent them down. And this is a candle, and it smells like Fruit Loops. I don't think this is real Fruit Loops, so this is candle wax, but look at that. Isn't that cute? I don't know, what would this be called? No, I don't see a name on it for this particular one. But the company is called Soy Beautiful Wax Company. Oh, and it smells really good. It smells like it's like a Jolly Rancher. That's what it smells like, but make like a fruit punch Jolly Rancher is what it smells like. But how cute is that? And though that's not Fruit Loops, that's actual wax. So that's pretty cool. And I think Mom won that and then told the lady to send it to me. She won a few times these candles, so I think I got a couple and my sister got a couple. So she just dropped that off today. And here's another one. And I think this was her Easter candles. Let's see here. Oh, that's just the bottom telling me what it is. Soy Beautiful. It doesn't tell me a name of the candle, but I think look at these little Easter bunnies. Aren't they cute? So, I don't really know if I like the smell of this one. I like the smell of the yellow. This one, I don't know about. And the pink one is stuck on. Oh, maybe. There's like vanilla in here, and I don't know. It almost smells like a lemonade or something like that. But that's the way that candle looks. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know my smell nose. I don't know. I don't think my nose likes that one. And then there's some wax melts. I gotta smell everything now. My work week. Oh my God. What is this? I wish you can smell this. Oh my God. Sniff. Girls, smell the wax melts. I wish you can smell it. So it's like a fruit, but almost like a pineapple. Oh, my courier is about to arrive. Madison, Savannah, Johnny, who's there? Maddie? Crackers. Who's that? Somebody's opening and shutting doors and nobody's listening to me. Hi, Andrea. It smells almost like pineapple. That's what that smells like. Almost like pineapple. Like that. This one here, there's no names on it, so I don't know what the flavor is. This looks like a whole bunch of different, oh no. Oh, I don't like the smell of that one. That one's too strong. That one is just too much. That one, too much. Okay, and then we got this one here. This is the Little Mermaid. So at least one of them's got something written on it. And Mom had won this and sent it up to me. Hi, Lana. How are you? And I don't like this one either, man. No, that's a no for me. I can't even define the smell of that. I don't like that one. Those two I don't like those ones. I don't think anyone is, Andrea. I went through it and I was changing everything because I'm getting ready to do something different. So I know I took a lot of people's thingies off. I don't think anyone is anymore. I took a lot of people's thingies off because I wasn't planning on going live. So it was just an impromptu thing. I was like, I gotta put on makeup to do my Naughty Knickers video, and I wanted to talk with anybody to see who watched the trial. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just go live for a minute, put on some makeup, and see who watched the trial and what do you guys think. So what do you guys think? Like, seriously, what do you guys think is going to happen? Do you think they're going to come back on Tuesday and be in the room for like 2.5 hours and come out with a verdict? Or do you think they're going to like be in there the whole week? And I was saying at the beginning to Ruth and Tracy that, can you imagine being Johnny and Amber? And from what I know, for trials and stuff like that, like I just know what it's like to be on the stand, right? But I wasn't around when the verdicts came in. But for the person on this, like, the verdict is about them. For Amber and Johnny, they have to be at that courthouse. And I don't know if it's the same in the United States, but from what I know here in Canada, if you're on trial, you know, either the defendant or the plaintiff, I believe you have to be in the courthouse every day just waiting, you know, because once a jury comes out and makes their verdict, you have to be there. Like, the jury can't wait for you, and, you know, you're an hour and a half away. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't think you're allowed to leave. I think you have to be in the courthouse when they come out, you know, when they decided whatever they decided, right? So it's not over for them. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's over for us watching, and now we're just waiting. And a lot of our eyes are going to be glued to the TV or YouTube or however you're watching this trial, you know, or waiting for someone to tweet, the jury's back, right? But for those two and their teams, they had to be there at the courthouse from what I gather. Now, I'm not 100% sure, and things could be different in the United States because we're here in Canada. But can you just imagine that anxiety? You know, like, this is such a public case, and there are reputations on the line. And it's not, you know, just, you know, Joe and Karen on trial, right? These are, well, one major actor that everyone pretty much around the world knows, you know. So, like, it must be very anxious for them that it's not over for them yet. You know, like, the jury's last thing to do now is make a verdict. So there's a lot of, I think, weight off their shoulders that way, that they don't have to sit, and the 6 weeks are finally done. Like, that must be incredibly hard to sit in that seat for 6 weeks, you know, with a 15-minute break here and what was lunch, like a 30 minutes or an hour. You know, it was work, right? And it was so boring at times, you know. So some of it's gone off of their shoulders, but now they have to decide, and they're literally deciding another person's future, kind of thing, right? I still think whatever way it goes for Johnny, I think in the court of public opinion, he's won 1,000 times over. Because I think if people didn't really, you know, engage with him or cared for him or thought of him before this, they're definitely a fan of his now. You know what I'm saying? So, but for her, I don't know how she ever gets back from it. I really don't know. It was crazy. Andrea said, you'll wait for the verdict. You haven't seen any of the trial. Oh, crackers, guys. No one's answering my phone. Hold on 1 minute. It's my food. Is anybody out here? You got it? Thank you. Sorry, my food is here. Nobody was answering the house phone. Um, Hold on, I missed it. Ruth thinks the jury has probably had enough. They're in the courtroom every day. They see and hear all the tidbits that we as casual viewers miss. That's true. You think it's going to be over quick, Ruth? I think they definitely went home for the weekend. I didn't watch. I haven't seen anything. I'm assuming they went home for the weekend and they'll be back on Tuesday. Oh, Johnny's lawyer, wasn't she awesome? Camille, she was fabulous. She was fabulous, and she's young. Like, that girl is going to have one amazing career ahead of her. Like, I don't know how it works in law world, but I wonder if it's kind of like the NHL or the NBA or whatever. Like, she has been so televised that a lot of these big, huge money-making firms, they've been watching, obviously. You know what I mean? And I wonder if she's going to get a lot of job offers. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, so we seen you on TV and you're freaking magnificent. So why don't you come work with us and we'll make you a partner in a year? She's probably going to get a lot of job offers. Because I remember the Kardashian father, when he was OJ's lawyer and got him off. Like, he was like the it lawyer after that. Him and his partner, I think his partner's name was Shapiro. Was that his partner's name? Shapiro? But those two, they were like, it's just too bad Mr. Kardashian, I think he got sick not long after the trial, the O.J. Simpson trial, and passed away. But they were like known as the two greatest lawyers in America kind of thing, because they got O.J. off, right? So just watching Camille, she was amazing. Sad for both of them. When you're a celebrity, everything you do is under a microscope. Oh, yeah, I know, right? And hi, Miss Kelly Don, how are you? Two people who should never have been married. Yeah, they brought out the worst in each other. Oh, she definitely married him for his money. It wasn't for love, I don't think. Not for her. For him, maybe, not for her. But I think what is so sad is all of your darkness. Because everybody has a side that they don't want, the world to see, right? Like, there's a side of all of us that maybe only our husbands and wives get to see. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has a side of you that, you don't want the public to know about, right? And all of the things that showed Johnny and his addictions and everything else, and I mean the videos and the text messages, and to have your dirty laundry aired worldwide like that had to be so demeaning for him. And can you imagine your spouse is taking videos and pictures of you in your worst state and sending it to everyone you know? Right? Like, can you imagine your spouse is doing that? The person that you married is doing that. Yeah, I just think that's evil. In itself, I think that's evil. You know what I mean? Like, you're married to this guy. So after the first time you've seen this state, or the second time, most logical women or men maybe would have left, but no, you stick around for a few years to take videos and pictures, and just to make everybody else in the world think, oh, you're such a loser. I just thought how demeaning it must be for him to know that all of these people, he has so much, he got respect from people. People respected Johnny Depp, brilliant actor. And he knows a lot of well-respected people. And now his dirty underwear was out there for the whole world to see. And she started that long before this trial, right? I just think you had to be such a miserable person to do something like that. That was just horrible. I really think that this is going to come back for him. Hi, Nicoletti. The trial you've not watched because you felt sad that this has been made such a public event. Yeah, and there was times, when you heard things and stuff, it just made you sad. Like it just wanted you to cry because you're a human being. You know what I mean? Just to cry for another human. Um, yeah, never gotten married. That's right, Tracy. I'm good, Miss Kelly Dawn. Um, I gotta put on some makeup. I got my Naughty Knickers video to do, and then I gotta go clean the toilets. Happy Friday night. And then Ian is at a friend's house. He's coming home at 8, and then we're just gonna hang out. So that's my Friday night plan. And I ordered chicken wings from St. Louis, so they just arrived. Right, Andrea? Like, who would do that? What type of person? You know what I mean? And I think Camille said that today, didn't she, in her closing? Like, who would do stuff like that? What type of woman, what type of spouse would do these things? You know what I mean? Like, it just shows how awful, some people can be, right? Have to feel really bad about yourself to do that. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. Because I was watching some of the lawyers talk about, which way they think the jury is going to look at me. I look like a whale just waddling back and forth here. I got to pull up my shirt because I'm sitting on it. Bye, Miss Andrea. So I was watching the lawyers, and some were saying that they think, I guess, the way they have to rule, like the way the juries have to rule legally. Some were saying they didn't think that the juries would rule in Johnny's way on certain aspects of what they have to say. Oh, thank you, Nicoletti. I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens next week. That's for sure. I think it's going to be interesting to see. And God help us, like, so I know some people were saying this is awful because some men probably will never come out if they're being abused by their partners. And you know what? I think that Johnny, not realizing how much strength that he has, I think he probably did the world a favor by bringing this to trial, because he can now be the spokesperson for men who are abused. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because not a lot of men will come out and say that, right? About their wives and their partners, that they're being physically abused by them or which other way. And I know a lot of people saying, it might make, some people are saying that it might make some men not want to. But I don't know. I think it might change the conversation. I think this will definitely change the conversation. And a lot more men than before will most likely say, you know what? Johnny Depp did it. So can I. I can come out with my truth now. You know what I mean? So I think that it's definitely going to change the conversation for men. So that's what I think anyways. But I guess we'll see next week. So what's everyone doing tonight? You know what I wanted to try? I got this BB concealer I wanted to try, and I've never tried this before. The Pure Lease. So I'm just going to do a quick little face of makeup, and oh my God, there wasn't much in that. I'm like squeezing this. I think I've swatched it when I got it in my Ipsy bag. Doesn't seem like to be much in there. Somebody was asking me about Pure Lease. Was it you, Nicoletti? Because I think I had seen a picture of somebody selling. Was it Nicoletti or was it Cynthia? I can't remember now. Did you ask me if I had Pure Lease, Nicoletti, or was it Cynthia? Because I know I seen somebody selling like the full-size bottles of it somewhere. Hi, Miss Janet. How are you, love? Men already don't tell anyone if they are abused by their partner. Yeah, if he loses and Amber Heard wins, oh yeah, no one's going to come forward. Yeah, that is so true. That is so true right there, So I definitely think that if Johnny, if he wins and I don't know, you can say she gets found guilty because it's not like a criminal case. I guess, yeah, guilty of defamation, right? So in a sense, yeah, she'll be found guilty. Um, if that happens, then I think you will have a lot more men coming forward. But if it doesn't, and the jury decides on, sides on Amber's side, then it will be devastating. It will absolutely be devastating because, like you said, not a lot of men come forward now. You know what I mean? But hopefully that changes the conversation. Hopefully, it comes out the way it should, and the verdict comes the way it should for anyone, watching the trial. Now, I know there's some people who believe Amber's side. Uh-oh. My chat just disappeared for a second. I don't know what happened. That was weird. Let me see if that comes up. Oh, it must have been Cynthia. Okay. Oh, yeah, it works. You had to stay with family? Oh, because of the storm. Oh, you lost your power too? So did Tracy. Tracy had her power gone for a few days as well. So did you. Hey, Janet. When was that storm? What day was that storm on? What day was that storm? I know you guys will know what day that storm was on. It's all a blur. Do I like this? I think I would. But I got a little bit of sunburn on my cheeks. And it's looking different from here, the mirror, to the screen that you see. But I think it's nice. I think I might have needed a little bit of a tiny little bit darker when I get a burn on my face. But in the wintertime, I think that'd be perfect. It was on Saturday. Yes, that's right. Over 30,000 people that still don't have power. Still. Oh my God, it's been a week. Toughed it out until Sunday afternoon, and you caved in, and family spoiled you rotten. That's good, Janet, because you deserve that, my love. You deserve that. How are you feeling? Oh my God, this concealer came out a lot more than I expected. I don't put on that much concealer. Holy crackers, look at it all. I haven't worn, this is the first time, wait. Today is Friday. I think I did a video on Tuesday, and this is the first time I think since then that I put on makeup. I've just been working and, working at home. I didn't have to go into the office this week. So I haven't left my house. But I have to go out tomorrow. I have to go get my medication, and I have to drop off the stuff from my sales into the mailbox. So I got to do that tomorrow. That's something else I got to do tonight is get all those packages together. And I have to pick up a couple of things because I want to make a bolognese sauce. I don't know if I said that right. Ian keeps on saying that I don't say it right. He says that my Newfoundland accent is messing it up for me. But I've been watching this old Italian lady, like your absolute perfect image of an Italian nonna on YouTube. And she made this bolognese sauce, which is going to take all day tomorrow, right? I'm going to go and buy some red wine to put in the sauce. And I don't even drink wine. So I usually cook with white wine, though. I'm trying this new lip liner from Ipsy. It's really creamy. Honest to God, do you guys feel like if you haven't worn makeup in a while, you don't know what you're doing when you put it on? That's what I feel like. I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm going to make this sauce tomorrow. So we have to go out tomorrow morning so I can get my medication. And then, isn't this a cover? Yes. drop off the packages from the sale, and then I have to pick up a couple of things in the morning that I still need because I want to make my like homemade tomato sauce, but it's going to be kind of like a rushed homemade tomato sauce. Because Miss Nona, the old Italian lady, says it takes about 5 hours to make this sauce, right? So I'm going to start that in the afternoon. And I want to make stuffed ricotta seashells for dinner tomorrow. So we're going to have a lot of tomato sauce happening in the house tomorrow. Which is, the crazy thing is, I can't eat a lot of tomato sauce because it gives me really bad acid reflux. But I want to make it anyways because it looks so good. I'm like, oh, I'll suffer the consequences once I eat it. So we're going to do that and probably end up watching a hockey game. Well, I'm behind. Hold on. It's a nice concealer. You slept and slept. You were exhausted, but you're good. That's good, Janet. You know, rest will really help you too, right? Last Saturday was a storm. You lucked out. No power outage and damage to your place, but your husband had to go help somebody cut up a tree that fell over after the storm. We had, so Ian and I were watching on the patio, and I'm going to say I was a little bit bummed because we love to watch thunder and lightning storms because sometimes, like, we're in Etobicoke, like 10 minutes from the airport. So, our view is kind of like the airport, but it's further away. It's like 10 minutes drive away kind of thing, right? So it's a bit of ways, but we see it, but not that far. Anyway, when there's a big thunderstorm and lightning storm, like in Brampton and, you know, out there in Mississauga, we can sit there and watch it for like 2 hours before it gets to us, and it's a great little show. So we got the alert on the phone, and I'm assuming everybody got that phone alert. Did all of you guys get the alert on the phone that a big thunderstorm was coming? And on the TV, like, it just went crazy for a second. So I think I was in here, got the alert, and then I ran out to the patio getting ready because I'm like, woohoo, we're going to watch a nice thunder and lightning storm, right? And then it came and it was gone. So we were like, what happened to the thunder and lightning? Where's the storm? It was here and it was gone. But there was a lot of freaking wind. It was a very fast storm, but there was a lot of, holy cow, the wind was insane. And when we were out there watching, we had to come back in and stand inside and shut the door because the rain, we had a puddle on our balcony, and that never happens. For us to get a puddle of water on our balcony from a rainstorm never happens. So that's how thick and how much rain came down in what, 15 minutes? But right in front of us is a big baseball field and a soccer field. Like, there's a water reservoir. That's my backyard, right? And there's this beautiful willow tree. And we heard a big crack, and down came this huge branch from the willow tree. So that's the only damage that I've seen from the storm. But again, we're in an apartment building, so it's a little bit different, I think, than when you have a house. When storms come in like that and you have a house, it's scary. I mean, because it can cost a lot of freaking money too, right? Mother Nature, she can be brutal. You're not used to being any place but home, but you did better than you thought you would. You got spoiled, Janet. That's good. And you got some shopping in, which you never do. That's awesome. I know the sauce sounds amazing just watching her. And the thing is like, she's old, right? Like, she's in her 70s, maybe even late 70s. I don't know why I'm putting more of that on. Maybe even like late 70s, early 80s. You know what I mean? So she's not doing it really fast. Like, she's not making a really fast cooking video. So you really got to have patience, you know, be a patient person and just sit there and watch her and then watch her cook, because it's almost like they're showing it in real time. They're not fast forwarding anything. You know what I mean? So you're sitting in her kitchen chatting with her, watching her cook. And it's a beautiful experience. Some people in the comments are like, oh my God, it's so slow, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, you don't get it. That's somebody's grandma. You know what I mean? Like, that's somebody's great grandmother. You know, like, these videos are going to be so special to this family for years to come. You know what I mean? So you have to like sit there and watch, you know, even if it's not your grandparent, have respect for somebody else's, right? But oh my God, and it's authentic, like authentic Italian food. You got some Dalton stuff today, and you put it on. It's lovely. First makeup you've had on in months. Good for you, Janet. You like the nail color? Nail, I can't speak. The nail polish color. It is very nice, isn't it? If I have my nails, I did it a couple days ago, and I just broke a nail when I started the video. Whatever you say, Bolognese, however works for you. You love my accent, the way you say things. Thank you, Nicoletti. Literally, Ian and I were literally arguing about it before he left to go out, the way I say Bolognese. Because I'm trying to say it the Italian way, but it's not going to work with my accent. A lot of trees up, oh, down where you are, Janet. You had the neighbors. Oh, neighbors lost a lot of trees. The wind was blowing so hard, yeah. It was called a Dereko. I don't know if I said that right. A rare type of storm. And it was devastating in Ottawa. Yeah, extreme damage. I don't think I said that. Dereko. That's the way I'm looking at it. Dereko. All the talk about sauce, Janet. Hi, Miss Ashley. You're not here for long. If you mean the storm Saturday, you got it there too. It hit really quick. Not bad, you're in a town, but East End is rough shape, and you heard there was a tornado. I heard that too, there was a tornado somewhere. There could have been more. Cook along with her. If it, yeah, as in real time. I think you would have time for summer for videos to cook along with her. But her name is, the channel is called Bona something, Petite Day or something like that. But all you got to do is type in Italian grandma, and then she'll come up, right? But I can't wait. I can't wait to make her to cook her recipes. You know, because well, I'm from Newfoundland, and we don't have any Italian restaurant recipes. Probably had spaghetti maybe once every 6 months when I was growing up, because we were too poor to have spaghetti. Tomato sauce, we were too poor to have tomatoes. Honest to God, I'm not joking either. Lived off of carrot, potato, turnip, and not squash, turnip. Carrot, potato, turnip, and it was either rabbit, moose, every kind of, like, moose cooked in 1,000 different ways, and rabbit cooked in 1,000 different ways, you know, and then put in some seafood, but I didn't like seafood when I was younger. And we never had good seafood anyways. Like, every now and then we get lobster and shrimp, but we didn't have, like, you know, and we didn't have crab legs and lobster and shrimp. It was freaking capelin and salt fish and this seabird called turs, which stinks. Yeah, and I know the Newfoundlanders, if they watch this chat back, they know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, we were too poor for tomatoes and spaghetti. Honest to God, too poor for that. So that's what I lived off growing up. Yep, homemade bread, which I love homemade bread. But I remember getting mad having to have a lunch for choir in elementary, and we always had homemade bread, egg salad sandwiches, and the egg salad sandwiches, they stink, right? And it was always the poor kids that had the egg salad sandwiches, and we all kind of like sat in the same table together with all of our homemade bread. I remember that. Kids are brutal, man. And kids are just as bad today. You know, they talk about bullying and stuff like that, but we grew up with some brutal kids. Kids were brutal. They still are. They're mean as hell. I said it right? Okay, good. Anyone else see a Raymond commercial before joining this live? Mm, I don't know. Hi, Jen B. Skincare, yummy, crab legs, homemade bread slaps, but it was embarrassing, right? It was embarrassing with egg salad sandwich. When I was a kid, everybody else had the sliced bread, the baker's bread, I think it was called. Everyone had that. We couldn't afford that. We always had homemade bread. And now, literally, that's all I eat is homemade bread. There's an Italian bakery across the street from Ian's parents' house, and he goes to see his parents every morning. Like, he does not miss a morning to go see his parents. And they live a few streets over, right? So he drops the kids up at school. He goes, sees the parents, and there's an Italian bakery, and oh, they have some wicked stuff there. So he goes and has his Danishes in the morning, and he'll bring home a loaf of homemade bread, um, the donuts that they make there. I think once a week he always brings that home, and a croissant. I love their croissants. So if there's any croissants left by the time he gets there around 9 o'clock in the morning, he'll bring me home one. But usually they're all sold out by 9 o'clock in the morning. So can you imagine? I remember when I was pregnant with Madison and we were living with his parents for about 6 months before we moved, before I had Maddie. And every morning, oh my God, you wake up, go outside, and that's all you smelled was homemade bread, because literally the bakery is right across the street. And it's not like a busy street. It's like a side street. It's weird because a lot of people don't know that that little plaza is there, because it's in like it's all houses in this area. You know what I mean? There's no buildings. It's not on a main street in Toronto. It's off the main street, a couple streets in this little village type area with all houses around it, right? So a lot of people don't know that there's this little plaza. So that they have the Italian bakery that's been there forever. And next to the Italian bakery is a fish and chips place that's been there for about 50, 60 years. And they make the best fish and chips and gravy. Oh my God. So yeah, he usually brings that homemade bread home every day or every other day. So I switch it up. I'll have 2 slices of bread for my breakfast, or the next day I'll have an everything bagel. And all I put on my bread is butter. Toast, butter. Kids are the worst. They are. They're just brutal. Your dad told us about this kind of stuff. He grew up in Newfoundland in the 30s. He did do some of those meals back then. You wouldn't eat it, but you love the bread. Yeah. Yeah, my parents to this day, I mean, they're still having their turs and their fisherman's brews, and yeah, to this day. Like my dad, I don't think he's ever had garlic. I think he probably tried it once or twice, but he can't stand garlic. Isn't that crazy? But, you know, he grew up with salt and pepper, right? They grew up poor. That's what they had, salt and pepper. You changed your display name. Your hubby thought you shouldn't have your last name showing. Oh, okay, so you changed it to something that suits you. Yeah, Tracy loves skincare. Posegativity. I'm not saying that right, love. Now, I don't know if you've changed your name, Pose. I'm just going to call you Pose. Posse? Pose? Did you change your name? Is this your first time on my live? You're working the election again this year because you're a sucker for punishment. So training is tomorrow. Kitty free weekend. Woohoo. Where? In Toronto. You want some fish and chips? Yes. Oh my God, so good. I'm making you really hungry now, Ruth. You love garlic? Yep. I love garlic too. Kids were brutal when you were in school too. You were a nerd in school, wore glasses, your mom cut your hair, so you got called names like Dumpedia and Four-Eyed Muffin Head. Oh my God, makes you laugh now, but you know, it's not, right? I think sometimes that stuff just stays with you for life. You know what I mean? Like the scars from childhood, you know, you'll find your insecurities even when you're 50, 60, and 70 years old. You know, those scars from childhood stay with you for life. You know what I mean? I say that to my husband all the time because my husband when he was in high school, I mean, he was very athletic, football, hockey. He was, a great goalie. He played for the Baby Marlies, but he stopped growing when he was 13. And up until then, like, he was being scouted for the NHL. And then everyone else started to grow at 13. And he was like short like me at 13. He didn't become 6 foot until he was 18 years old. So he had some issues in high school, like we all did, low self-esteem, didn't think he was good looking and stuff like that. And I'm like, babe, you're hot, right? And and sometimes I have to remind him, like, you're not that guy you think you still are from high school. You know what I mean? And I think all of us live through that. All of us go through it. High school. Listen, when you're a kid, the crap that people did and said to you when you were a kid and in high school, it stays with you for life. It never goes. Hi, Denise. How are you, love? Positivity plus negativity. Oh, okay. Growing up was brutal. Tracy said the teasing in school was brutal for you. You were the tallest in class. Oh my God. Yeah. They're just mean. Kids are mean. Right? For real. Yeah. This is why we need therapy, right? No, Nicoletti's is working the election as well. Janet, you had an overbite, no braces. Your nose was too big for your face till you grew up, so you took some teasing. Yeah, kids are mean, I'm telling you. You happen to be here, believe it or not, drying your hair. Good for you, love. I thought for a second it said dyeing my hair. Nothing much, just working. I've been so busy with work, so like the schedule has changed, and my boss's schedule changes like twice a week. It's crazy. It's literally crazy. So I'm looking for another job. So I've been doing that. Looking for two. So I've been doing that. And yeah, it's just, I think COVID really um, put some things into perspective, and then took the life out of me for some other things. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think COVID messed with all of us in some certain ways, right? We're not the same person we were before COVID. You know what I mean? Even though it's still here, it's not gone. But before all the lockdowns and stuff, I feel like I'm not the same person that I was before COVID. I feel like I don't have a lot of patience, and I'm getting annoyed with my job, and, my pay, and just, I don't know. I feel like I'm ready for a change. My health is not great, and I feel like I have to do something for me, because if I don't change the way I live, I'm just going to be broken. You know what I'm saying? And I have to do this now. I'm going to be 48 in July. So there's a lot of things I'm trying to change. And yeah, like I feel like I just woke up one day and went, you know what? You don't like yourself, and it's because I'm making decisions that's making me not like myself. Does that make sense? So I had to change that. And I gotta change a lot. I'm a procrastinator, like there's so many things, and I'm like, you know what? You're almost 50. If you don't change these things, girl, you're not going to be around when you're 60. So, yeah, like, and I think COVID really, made you go, what's important? You know what I mean? And time is important, because you know what? That's the one thing that can get taken from us just like that, is your time. One day we're here and the next day we're gone, right? You love it. You're in a higher position this year, and you kind of enjoy telling people to go get in line and get out of your way. Politely, of course. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. I'm just going to call you Pose. Pose, because it sounds so, fly. Listen to me pulling out the words from the 70s. Wasn't that a 70s world? You're so fly, girl. Like, you're so cool, girl. Um, I'm looking for two jobs. Yeah, for me. Yeah, two. I need two. And the reason why I need two is because Savannah's in grade 10 and she's very talented. Like she's goes to the Etobicoke School of Art. She's really, really talented, right? In drama and acting and stuff. And in 2 years she's in college or university and we have to pay for that. And Ian just can't do that on his income alone, and mine is just so low that I have to find a new job and, find two to save for that. And then before I know it, Madison's going to be going off to school, hopefully. You were tall and developed very early, so the names and bullying was brutal. It doesn't sound like much, but it was to you. Actually, Tracy, my oldest daughter went through that, so I know exactly what you're talking about. She was the same way. Same exact way. Yep. 9 years old, developed. And tall, very tall, and boobs. You know, I shouldn't say that because if her friends are watching my channel, they'll tell her. The pandemic has long-term effects too. Yep, so true. COVID changed us all in some ways. It did, right? Um, you're definitely not the same as pre-COVID. Sometimes change is a good thing. That's true, Ruth. It is. And I'm going to be honest in regards to beauty. I don't have the same desire for beauty like I did 4 years ago. I go weeks. If I don't make a video, I go weeks without putting on makeup. And now I look at it and go, oh my God, the amount of money that I wasted on this stuff. You know what I mean? And like my YouTube channel didn't bring in um, to cover what I was putting out. Do you know what I mean? Because it takes about 6 months to make $100 on YouTube, right? For me, anyways. I mean, that's different for Jeffree Star and Laura Lynn. But yeah, so like I look at this and I'm like, oh my God, like the amount of money that I wasted, and like all these eyeshadow palettes. I don't need all these eyeshadow palettes. I'm not a makeup artist, right? So I don't know. COVID just changed. A lot of things changed for me in the last year. A lot of things changed, and I don't feel the same way about beauty like I used to. Um, I mean, I rarely watch a beauty YouTube channel, I like Laura Lee. I like watching her, but she don't do a lot of beauty anymore. And I like that. COVID was a lot of stress, Denise said. You just got just back home from a 2-day conference for healthcare professionals. And that was there was a lot of speakers talking about stress. Yeah, for sure. We're all a bit snippy, but that's because mental health has been put on the back burner. The system is broken and employers expect the same productivity. Oh my God, you hit the nail right on the coffin. Right there. You hit the nail right on the coffin. Prices of everything have risen through the roof and our pays are still the same. I get paid twice a month, on the 15th and on the 31st. And my pay on the 15th is still exactly the same pay it was 5 years ago. Like, that's insane, right? And if I went to go work for a job right now for minimum wage for like 42 hours a week, my pay annually would only be a couple of $1,000s less than what I'm getting paid right now. And I literally work for a specialist at a freaking hospital. And it's just me. There's nobody else. There's me and her. That's it. Nobody else. So all of it's on me. If I don't get the patients in, she don't make any money. So yeah, like there's a lot of stuff going on, and I think, yeah, we're snippy because we see like gas has gone up, food's gone up, rent's gone up, everything's going up except for our pays, right? So yeah, we're snippy, and there's been a lot of stress. It's just insane. Oh, thank you, Nicoletti. I hope I find something better too. That's true. And COVID did change for a lot of people. Janet, your attitude really changed in good ways and maybe some bad ways too. Maybe for me, like I know in some good ways and then some bad ways too. I think it changed for me. But it certainly, and I think it did that for everybody worldwide, like we got hit with a pandemic. And Nothing like that's ever happened in our generation. You know what I'm saying? Like you had World War I, World War II, um, but I don't think since the 80s, I mean, there was Vietnam War, but I don't think since the 80s anything really impacted worldwide like those other things did. You know what I'm saying? So we were living in a cute little bubble for a while, right? Sorry, I'm just reading. Change your mindset and the outlook changes. That's so true. Making you hungry, Anna D. You do that rarely. Yeah, and you do it all the time and you rarely get a main. I know, right? Hors d'oeuvres are awesome. Say Ray. Pronounce Say Ray. Say Ray. Say Ray. SRH. Okay. Say Ray. SRH. That's how you pronounce your name. Okay. The good of COVID is we realized we were very adaptable. We all had to adapt too quickly to what was going on around us. That's so true. You ended up finishing your son's meal, Anna D. Consider doing tips for new learners. For what? What do you mean, say Ray? For new learners for what, love? Don't stop the naughty knickers and brown paper packages. They are the best. No, I won't. Yeah, I'd rather get into like lifestyle boxes and stuff like that. So, come the fall, I'm gonna look into different things. And if I'm gonna keep my channel, I want it to be more life than beauty. I was getting so mad today because I was trying to figure out how do I go live and stream, like stream the trial because I want it to go. If they were gonna come back, the jury was gonna come back. I wanted to go live while the jury was back to get to have the expression on TV, right? Or what the verdict was going to be. And I was Googling how to figure out how to do that. And then they had these words like embedded, and you had to do this. And I have no idea what any of it means. So then I was Googling how to do live streams on YouTube with other channels for dummies, and is there an online course where I can learn how to do this stuff, right? Because I don't understand what any of that, jargon means. Embedded and oh, there was all these other words there. I had no idea what they meant. I couldn't, no. I don't know. I don't know anything about computers. And it's probably very easy. And that's the thing. Like, I know it's probably just a click and a click and a click. But I just don't understand it. It just don't go in my brain. I just doesn't register. You realize you don't need all this stuff. It's crazy the amount of money you went through. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe makeup hacks. Yeah, I can do stuff like that. Um, you know what you mean? Talented kids cost a fortune. Yes, you had to keep a very crappy job so your daughter could get private voice lessons with an opera singer. And then there was Western University. I know, right? It cost a lot of money. Gen B, you know about this too. Gen B's son goes to Berklee College of Music in Boston. Berkeley is like Harvard, Berkeley, um, Danforth. There's Harvard, there's Berkeley, there's, my brain just went dead. Stanford. Like all those prestigious universities that we always see on movies and stuff like that the kids want to go to. Like, you're very freaking talented and smart if you get into these universities. One starts with a D, though. I'm sure it does. Dartmouth? I can't remember. But yeah, Gen B, you know about that too. Nicoletti and Gen B, when, your kids are talented, it costs a lot of freaking money. If they're going to raise the prices, raise the wages, right? Right? Totally agree. Sarah. Like Sarah, but a Sarah. Okay. We're still going through it all, but people act like it's over. So you worry at times. The fear is still real. Yeah, that's true. After all the money, Gen B and my daughter is now a music teacher. After all that money, she's a music teacher. No matter how good a singer she is, she could not hack the nastiness of the music industry, plus COVID halted performances. And it's a very hard industry. Music, acting, the arts, it is. There's a lot of nastiness in it. That's true. It's like, it's right there side of the beauty industry, right? And we've seen a lot of that here on social media, the beauty, what do you call that? The beauty, oh my God, brain dead environment clan. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but we've seen it, you know, and yeah, the arts. Is worrisome as a mother too, going, oh my God, like, because we know what the world is like and we try to shelter our kids from it, right? And sometimes you can't shelter them. You have to go, hey, this is the world. It's going to be like this. So when you get in this situation, which I guarantee you, sunshine, you're going to get in a situation where somebody's going to do you dirty. You can't come crying home about it. You just got to deal with it and go on and chalk it up to a life lesson, because it's going to freaking happen, and we've all been there. And I think we have kids now that are old enough to know that. But honestly, I think some kids being out there today are going to have a hard knock on the head when they leave home, I tell my kids all the time, listen, life is tough, man. You think this is tough? Life is tough. I'm just toughening you up. Because you're not going to call me when you're 26 crying about blah, blah, blah. Which is crazy when you look at it. Because some people like that, I know, some of us girls left home at 15, 16, 17. You know what I mean? Like, when you think about it now, that's crazy, right? Like, my mom left home when she was 15 years old and never looked back. And I'm thinking, I have a 15-year-old in the room right now singing her heart out. Like, what a completely different world from my 15-year-old and when my mother was 15. And how the maturity level was, like, my mom was up here in maturity at 15 and my daughter is down here, but she's pretty mature for the girls her age right now, in 2022. It's insane when you think about that, right? Well, we had SARS, but nothing. Yeah, that wasn't a worldwide pandemic. That's sure. When I think of SARS, I think of the big concert with AC/DC. What am I looking for here? You know what? Oh, maybe I'll do this one. I haven't done this one in a while. Sarah. I'm behind. Nice to meet you, Miss Sarah. Where are you from, love? Are you Canadian as well? It's your 27th wedding anniversary today. After a long 2-day conference, your husband told me friends are coming over with pizza to watch hockey. That's awesome. Happy 27th, love. It is tough for sure. Yes, Jan B, that's for sure it is, my love. How many years left do your son have in school, Jan B? Was this his second year? Currently looking for a better job. Life is too real right now. Yep, I get you, love. Doing the same. Kids are leaving home a lot later than we did. Yeah, they can't just go like we could. Yeah, that's true too. I mean, I know where I come from. I mean, when mom was growing up, like I said, she left home at 15. Women weren't expected to finish high school. Neither were men. My dad's got a grade 2 education. Like, he can barely read, And I remember getting mad at him when I was a teenager because I would have to read stuff for him. And I get mad at him because he can't read. And I feel so bad that I did that. You know what I mean? So, like, I was nasty when I was a teenager, And I can just imagine how he felt back then, knowing that he can't read, right? Grade 2 education. And that's what, most men didn't get anywhere past that. And most girls didn't get past grade 8 or 9. So, where that's where I came from. You know, it was very, very poor. Um, like my dad's sisters, I don't think any of them got, I know one got her grade 12 and she was the youngest, but it was a different time when she was in grade 12, right? She's a lot younger than my dad. But yeah, like my mom's sisters, I know my mom, because my mom got grade 10. It was different back then because there was no grade 12. I think it only went to grade 11. And I think my mom left in grade 10, I think it was, and moved away from her hometown. Because I'm not from my mom's hometown, I'm from my dad's, right? So she moved to my dad's hometown. Um, and I think out of all of her siblings, besides her baby sister, mom got the most education, and that was like grade 10, grade 9 or 10. But she changed that when she was in her late 40s, went back to school, got her GED, got her high school diploma, went to college, um, got her early childhood education diploma, and for several years in her 50s, she owned a preschool in her house. So mom did a lot. Mom, don't stop. I'm telling you, I wish I was like my mother because she's rock on. Now she's 70 years old and got this wicked baking company at home that she started a couple of years ago. So I'm not like her, though. I don't have that in me. He's starting senior year. Oh, good for him. Oh, you're in Toronto. So am I, love. Tracy, you moved out when you're 18. You're going to university and had a job. Crazy times, right? The city is dog eat dog. That's so true. That is so true. Nicolette, when you were 17, you left home. Your parents and you had issues. You long since resolved. Your nephew is 14 and still acts like a little kid in your opinion. And you had a job at 14 and so did your husband. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I did a lot of babysitting when I was in high school. And then I think when I was 18, my first real job was at a convenience store, which was a takeout. But every weekend and during the weekdays, I babysit for this couple. And that's how I got my money. I didn't get money from my parents. My parents didn't give me money. Uh, Not at all. So that's how I got any spending money that I needed. And I mean, I remember there were plenty of times that I had to give my money, my babysitting money, to my parents. Um, because if you didn't, you get a whack upside the head. So, but yeah, and Ian was working when he was 14 years old, 13 years old at the keg. And his first job was at the keg washing dishes. And when he was in high school, he had 3 jobs when he was in high school. So he always worked as well, you know? Totally different generation. And I don't know sometimes if it's a good thing that the laws and stuff changed for kids, because back then you were able to work, you know what I mean? There was no laws really. If it was a good thing for kids, if it hindered them, because I find that, you know, some are really baby today and eventually they're going to have to stand on their own 2 feet, right? A lot of people had to work to support their families. Reminds you of some Caribbean families. Yep, totally. Cannot imagine trying to get in the world today with a grade 2 education. It would be virtually impossible. I know, right, Ruth? Yeah, I know. At 17, no talk or college or anything in those days. Only the rich kids went. Totally, totally, Janet. Yeah, only the kids whose parents were educated. And they were rich because they were educated. And that's how it was, you know. Um, One of my best friends when I was growing up, her name was Lori Lynn. Her father works for the telephone company. And her mom, I know she worked with kids. So she was educated, and the dynamic and I in their house to my house was 1,000 times different. Like every day after school from kindergarten until grade 8, I went to her house and I stayed there for dinner, and I left and went home at 8 o'clock, and I would walk home. And I did that every day since kindergarten. I went to her house. And on the weekends, I was allowed to sleep there one night on the weekend, but one night I had to be home. And on the summers, I was allowed to go away on holidays to their grandparents' house, which is probably about an hour from our hometown. But I wasn't allowed to spend all summer, right, at her house. And I can tell you that the dynamic between their house and my house was insanely different. Whereas my sister hung out with people whose dynamic was the same as mine. Um, and I seen the difference. You can see the difference, see the roads that we took, that was different. And it was lack of education. Totally, totally lack of education. You love the man, but honestly, not up for that. You made your education later on. Yeah, so did my mom. Oh, bye, Miss Denise. Happy anniversary, love. It's a whole new era. You think kids finally get to act their age, but they lack guidance. It's not a great thing because they're basically left to their own, but living on mom and dad's dollar. Yeah, I think, yeah, you have, you don't want, I think what it is that you don't want your kids to grow up with what you didn't have, you know, and you remember the bullying and the tormenting from other kids because you didn't have the stuff, like we didn't have the nice clothes and stuff like that. And I remember, like, Savannah needs a pair of running shoes, right? But she will not let us buy Nikes, which is different. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, okay, we'll go get you a pair of Nikes, which I would never be able to have a pair of Nikes when I was a kid, So we'll go grab you some Nikes. And Savannah's like, no, I don't want those. That's a brand name. You know what I mean? Like, her state. Now, there's some kids who want the Nikes, or maybe there's another expensive brand now because I have no idea. But my kid's like, I don't want that because it's a brand. It's weird. I can't get on the same page as my kids because they're on a completely different page. Like, social media, I think is distorting our kids' brains because they see things and they believe it to be true. And I think there's social media's got some really whacked up stuff on it. And our kids are believing it. I can't imagine what the world's going to be like in 50 years. But you know what? In 60, 70 years, we're not going to be here anyway. So, we just got to live with it now. All I can smell are those candles. Very strong. You wish there was something to help some of them readjust their privilege. You don't have kids, but at this rate, I know. I honestly, if I knew the world was going to be the way it is today for kids at this generation, like my daughter is 15 and the other one's 11, if I had a time machine and could go back or could have seen it back then, I would have had my kids in the 90s or in the early 2000s. Savannah was born in 2007. And I think I should have had my kids in the 90s. The last golden age to have kids, because it's insane now. It's just insane. Social media has done great things, but I think it's corrupting our kids' minds. Okay, kids are coddled. That's so true. And it's doing them a disservice, right? Prada, Yeezys. I've heard of Prada. I've never heard of Yeezys. Parents that don't want to hurt their kids but not knowing how to guide them. Yeah, they'd be older. You made it into the golden era thanks to your folks. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, well, I guess we got to just keep on saying that, in 50 years or so, well, I don't know if I'm going to be here in 50 years. God help me. I'll be freaking 98 years old. But, whatever they're going to do with the world and however they're going to run it when we're gone, we're not going to know because we're going to be dead, unless something happens and we end up on Mars with Elon Musk and we get to live, till we're 1,000. Who knows? God only knows. I can't imagine. You know how it must be so surreal for people like who were born in the early 1900s. Ian's grandmother, Gigi, turned 100 when Ian and I got married 2 years ago. Now we've been together for 17 years, so. But she passed away when she was 95, something like that. But her 100th birthday was on our wedding day. And I remember thinking when she was alive, and she was in the war in World War II. I remember thinking, like, what she must think of the world today with the technology and, sending an email. You know what I mean? Like, she never got into sending emails and technology. She always wrote thank you notes. If you went to her house for Christmas dinner, there was a thank you note in the mail. She was very elegant like that. Do you know what I'm saying? So I always wondered what she must think of the way the world is now and how, you walk down the street and God only knows what the kids dress like, right? Social media has some good points, but yes, it can be so damaging. Nicoletta, you had the teasing about clothes too? Yeah, because you had hand-me-downs from a cousin, so you never had new clothes, right? Or the current style. Yeah, tried to offer the newest in brands to your kids and they didn't want that. Yeah, it's weird. I found that so weird because I don't know if it was because I grew up in a small town, but everything was brand name in a small town. Like, you were only cool if you shopped at these couple of stores kind of thing. And it was crazy expensive. Back then it was like $80 to $100 for a pair of jeans, and we're talking in the 90s. That's how much it was, right? But yeah, my kids have no time for that. Like, we're still lucky that we're going and buying jogging pants and big t-shirts. I went to H&M and got them all shorts, those cotton shorts that go down to your knees. That's what my kids like. So we went to H&M and I'm like, the cheapest shorts there. They were on sale for $9.99. So they got like 4 or 5 pairs each. And then there was like this kind of like a dollar store, but it wasn't quite a dollar store. And they had 3 t-shirts on sale for $12. So I'm like, pick out your colors. So they're going to get like the big extra large t-shirts and stuff. Woohoo, great, love it. But everything else costs a crazy amount of money. 95, baby. 90s, what a feat. Yeah. Your father is 90, Janet. He has a computer, knows how to use it too. He loves technology. That is very progressive. It is really progressive. Mom knows more about computers than I do. I mean, she used to drive us nuts when she got her first computer, like calling us every day to try to figure stuff out, but now she knows more than I do. Back in the day, oversized clothes were frumpy. Yeah. Yeah, he is. It's pretty cool. Anyways, guys, I'm going to get off this chat. I have to do the Naughty Knickers video. I still got to clean my toilets, and I have to eat. And it's 7:15. Oh, my God. I didn't think I was going to be on this live that long. And Ian's going to be home in 45 minutes. So I got to eat, clean the toilet, clean the floor, and do something else before he gets home at 8 o'clock. So we can hang out. Your hubby's grandmother is 98 and doesn't have internet. Yeah, she can't fathom social media. She hates it. Yeah, everyone under 30 is always on their cell phones. Exactly. Exactly. I get that. Yeah, it was great seeing you guys again. I don't know when I'm going to be live, but if you see the pop up that I'm here, it could be any time of the day or night, come by and say hi. Bye, everybody. Don't forget to like.